Hi students, welcome again to another lesson. The name of my lesson is Before They Were Stars. Simple past verb be, was and were. The verb be in present has three options, am, is and are. And in the past we just have two, was and were. So let's begin. Look at the photo of some famous people. We have Simon Cowell, Kanye West, Megan Fox, Jennifer Lopez, Hugh Jackman, Lady Gaga, Russell Crowe, Peter Jackson, Halle Berry, and Jackie Chan, who is a singer at the moment. Kanye West, Jennifer Lopez, and Lady Gaga are singers. Who is an actor or actress? Jennifer Lopez, Hugh Jackman, Jackie Chan, Halle Berry, and Russell Crowe are actors and actresses. Who makes movies? I think Peter Jackson is the one that makes movies. And who has a TV show? Simon Cowell has a TV show. So these are the actual jobs of these people. They are famous right now. They are rich. They have lots of money at the moment. Okay? But in the past, they were normal people. Nobody knew them. Nobody knew their names. They had regular jobs. So the activity is, can you guess their old jobs? Say their names. In number one, who was an office worker? I wonder. Who was a waiter and a DJ? Whose first job was at a newspaper? Who was a dancer on a TV show? Who was a clown? I don't know. Who was a construction worker in Australia? Who were waitresses? And who were salespeople? Waiter, mesero, waitress, mesera, waitresses, meseras. Now, listen and check if you guessed the correct jobs from these famous people.
3.50. 1. Simon Cowell was an office worker. 2.
Russell Crowe was a waiter and a DJ.
3. Peter Jackson's first job was at a newspaper. 4.
Jennifer Lopez was a dancer on a TV show.
5. Hugh Jackman was a clown. 6.
Jackie Chan was a construction worker in Australia.
7. Megan Fox and Lady Gaga were waitresses. 8.
Halle Berry and Kanye West were salespeople.
I can imagine Hugh Jackman as a clown. Can you? Okay, all these sentences have verb be in the past tense. Some are with was and some are with were. So let's talk about the grammar. We have was and were as the past tense of verb be. For affirmative, I was happy, he was hungry, she was a nurse, it was big. We were early, you were at school, they were quiet. Affirmative. For negative, we add not. I wasn't sad, he wasn't thirsty, she wasn't a teacher, it wasn't small, we weren't late, you weren't at home, they weren't noisy. Was not in contraction is wasn't, and were not in contraction is weren't. For questions, verb if works like its own auxiliary, so we have to transport the verb be. They were happy, were they happy? She was rich, was she rich? And we answer, these are yes, no questions. Were they happy? Yes, they were, no, they weren't. Was she rich? Yes, she was, no, she wasn't. That's the answer for yes, no question. Finally, For WH questions, we put the WH word at the beginning, like where, why, when, how, the verb be, the subject, and the complement. As you can see, the structure is similar to the question forms, but we put the WH word at the beginning. Why was he angry? Why was he angry? ¿Por qué estaba enojado? Where were you yesterday? ¿Dónde estabas ayer? When was she nervous? ¿Cuándo estaba nerviosa? Who were those people? Remember, the verb be in the present means ser o estar, and it's the same in the past. Ser o estar, pero en el pasado. I was happy, yo estaba feliz. Okay, I wasn't sad, no estaba triste. Were they happy? Ellos estaban felices. Okay, was she rich? Ella era rica. Okay, so we use the similar in the present and in the past. Pay attention, if in the present we use am or is, in the past we have to use was. And if in the present we use are, in the past we have to use were. That is a very important rule you have to remember. The verb be in the simple past we used to talk about finished past time. Simon Cowell was an office worker. That happened in the past, not in the present. Now Simon Cowell is very famous. Okay? Simon Cowell is famous now. Simon Cowell was an office worker in the past time. Something that happened in the past and finished and doesn't happen anymore. You can use the simple past with some past expression like this morning, esta mañana, yesterday, last night, last week, last month, last year. We're going to talk about this time expression in the past later in the video. So let's do some practice. We have here we, and in negative we can use we weren't late. In question, is he a singer? In negative, they weren't waiters. In positive, it was hot yesterday. In question, were they in the meeting yesterday? In negative, Isabel wasn't busy yesterday. Positive, it wasn't a very good book. Question, was your brother in Spain last month? And positive, she was famous. Second activity. I have to order these scrambled words. For example, were you at home last night? That's a question. Number 1. Were they in school last week? Number 2. It's negative. I wasn't a student last year. Number 3. Where were you last week? Where were you last week? Number 4. We were in Australia last month. Number 5. Was our teacher late this morning? Number 6. What time was Alice here yesterday? Okay, so take into account how to form positive, negative, and questions. This is the end of the first part. The first part, you had to complete some activities online as homework. And immediately, we're going to start with the second part of this lesson. The same before they were stars, simple past be, was and were. Okay, so let's contrast the verb be in the present and in the past tense. I am in class today. I was in class yesterday. Pay attention to the difference between the present and the past. I am in class, I was in class. June is here, June was here. We are happy, we were happy. And please also pay attention to the change into the time expression. Today is for the present. Yesterday is for the past time. For singular, I was, yo era, o yo estaba. In the plural, we were. nosotros éramos o estábamos. You were in singular, tú eras o estabas. You were in plural, ustedes eran o ustedes estaban. She was, ella era o estaba. He was, él era o estaba. It was, eso era o estaba. These are all in singular, but in plural, we transform to they. They were. Ellos eran o ellos estaban. This is also very, very important to remember. That you can be singular and also plural. Simple past tense of be with I, she, he, and it, we use was. And positive sentences with you, we, you, and they were in positive. Let's practice. I am at work today in the present. In the past, I was at work yesterday. I was at work yesterday. In the present, he is in the pool today. In the past, he was in the pool last week. In the present, the moon is huge tonight. Huge means enormous. In the past, the moon was huge last night. In the present, the water is warm today. In the past, the water was warm yesterday. For negative, I was not in class yesterday. Remember, for negative, we put not in the verb be in past. I was not in class yesterday. She wasn't in class yesterday. So was not, it is contracted like wasn't. I wasn't, she wasn't, he wasn't, it wasn't. You were not home last night. You weren't home last night. Were not, we contract with like weren't. We weren't, you weren't, they weren't. Let's do some activities. Jared is in class this morning, but yesterday morning he wasn't in class. Jared is in class this morning, but he wasn't in class yesterday morning. They are in London tonight, but they weren't in London last night. I am happy today, but I wasn't happy yesterday. The weather is nice this week, but it wasn't nice last week. Verb questions. Remember to put the verb at the beginning of the question. Were you in class yesterday? This is a yes/no question. How do we answer this yes/no question? Were you in class yesterday? ¿Estaban ustedes en clase ayer? Sí, sí estábamos. Debemos responder, yes, we were. This is the short answer. Now, in the long answer, where we were in class yesterday, ¿qué hacemos en la respuesta larga? You repeat the information. We were in class yesterday. In negative, were you in class yesterday? No, we weren't. In the long answer, we weren't in class yesterday. Another example for yes/no question. Was Jean at the library last week? Yes, she was. In short answer, she was at the library last week. Long answer. Was Jean at the library last week? No, she wasn't. She wasn't at the library last week. That's the long answer. Finally, we are going to talk about information questions like where was Bill last winter? ¿Dónde estaba Bill el invierno pasado? Where was for a location. ¿Dónde? In Mexico. That's the short answer. He was in Mexico. He was in Mexico last winter. That is the long answer. All the information. You repeat. For information questions, at the beginning of all the question, we put where, what, when. Remember that. Okay? Another example. Where were they last month? They were on vacation, right? That's the short answer, on vacation. or they were on vacation last month, the long answer. Good. Let's practice. Was Andrea in class on Friday? No, she wasn't. She wasn't in class on Friday. Were you and Simi at the lake last week? Yes, we were. We were at the lake last week. Was Nina with you last week? No, she wasn't. She wasn't with me. She wasn't with me. Notice the change. Vamos a notar el cambio del you al me. Good. Now let's talk about past time words for expression like yesterday, last, and ago. Bob and Helen were here yesterday. Okay, Bob was here yesterday. Todo el día. Yesterday, ayer. This is one option. Yesterday can be yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon, and yesterday evening. Okay, yesterday solo or yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening. Please pay attention. It was here last night, last week, last month, last year. Okay, no poner the last night, the last week. Cuidado con eso. We can also say last spring, la primavera pasada, last summer, verano pasado, last Monday, el lunes pasado, and last Friday, el viernes pasado. No poner de, no hay que poner el artículo de last. Es un error común de los hablantes del español. Omar was here 5 minutes ago. La palabra ago can be translated like hace o atrás. Omar estaba aquí 5 minutos atrás o Omar estaba aquí hace 5 minutos. 5 minutes ago, 2 hours ago, 6 days ago, a month ago, a year ago, 10 years ago. The important thing is that we put a length of time, a specific time, 5 minutes, 2 hours, 6 days, a month with ago. So, in summary, yesterday alone, yesterday, okay, or yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening. Last with night, with long periods of time, last week, last month, last year, with seasons, last winter, summer, days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, etc. Last. No decir the last, please. And finally, ago is with length of time. The duration of the time is very specific. 5 times ago, 2 hours ago, etc. To practice this, otra cosa más. These expressions are used not only with verb be, but with all verbs in the past tense. For example, we have here the verb went, que era el pasado del verbo go, de ir. We went to the movies yesterday or last afternoon. What is the correct option? Yesterday. Yesterday afternoon. Porque dice afternoon, me doy cuenta que es yesterday. I called you yesterday week or last week? Last week. Janice left for South America yesterday morning or last morning? Yesterday morning. The sky was beautiful. Yesterday night or last night? Last night. Good. For extra practice, we have some questions about you. Pay attention to the pronunciation. Where were you yesterday at 7 a.m.? ¿Dónde estabas tú ayer a las 7 de la mañana? Where were you? Where were you yesterday at 4 p.m.? Where were you at 10 last night? Where were you last Friday night? You can practice this question. Remember to use the correct pronunciation. And you can say as answer any place. I was in my room. I was in my office. I was in the living room, etc., etc. That is the end of the explanation. For homework, we have another live worksheet that is already in the WhatsApp group. Thanks for watching this video. See you next time. Bye bye.